Okay, so picking up from where I left off, I'm in the lower Undead Burg at the moment. Now there's quite a few things that I want to get from down here before fighting the Capra demon and moving on to the depths. So I'll need to free Griggs, so he appears at Firelink. The Sorcerer's Scent, which is just on this corpse. There's also Twin Humanities, the Black Leather set, or the Thief starting class set. Mailbreaker, a Soul Shard. And there's actually a couple of Soul Shards. But anyway, I'll be going around and collecting everything before I fight the Capra demon. And I think I might even visit the female undead merchant so I can buy some arrows as well. Okay, so as you can see, I am playing a little bit more defensively than what I normally would. But, you know, when you're playing like you feel as though you're death warmed up, I'd be sure to make mistakes if I was playing aggressively. One thing I did forget to mention before is with the dogs. As soon as you enter the lower Undead Burg, you are able to run behind the fire and just wait for them to jump into it. But to avoid taking damage from them, you do need to face towards them with your shield up. Even though when they jump into the fire they die, the jumping attack that they perform on their way in can get through and damage you if you have your back turned to them. Alright, so heading up to this merchant now, but before that I'll open the shortcut back to Firelink. So the three things I want from this merchant are large arrows, poison arrows, and some homeward bones for laser. About 200 should do, I think. Mm, 25 or 20. I'll go with 20. That's more than enough. Alright, so Capra demon. One of the problems a lot of new players have is the dog and the Capra demon as soon as you enter the room. Good thing is to approach them and retreat, as I'll show you here. This way the Capra demon, you're baiting it into attacking before it actually reaches you at the wall. This way you do have a little bit of room to move around, and you're not going to get caught with your back up against a wall with both the Capra demon and one of the dogs attacking you. It is also possible to run up those stairs, which does bait both dogs into coming in after you. The only problem with that is on the odd occasion the Capra demon follows you up and can perform a jumping attack that will break through your shield guard and in some cases kill you. So it's not as risky as fighting the Capra demon head on, but it does entail some risk still. Now, of course, I can't use it yet. I haven't leveled up yet. So, first thing to get while I'm down here is just be on this puppy here, and a second there. In that chest is the large ember. That was terrible. Yeah, so the large ember is used for ascending +5 weapons to +6, as well as +5 weapons to raw, which does give higher base damage, but it lowers the scaling. And not really worth having as an ascension, I don't think. As a fire +5 weapon is still far more useful than a raw. And here's Laurentius. So if you didn't start as a pyromancer, he'll appear at Firelink, and he'll ask you a trick question of sorts. I think his exact words are, "Unless you find magic's unsavory," to which you need to answer no for him to give you his pyromancy flame. Okay, so we have Giant Rat here. This one doesn't respawn and it's guaranteed to drop humanity. And a plunging attack like that is the easy way of dealing with it. I'll need that key to get into the bonfire room down here. Which I will go and open up now and collect everything from that side of the depths while I'm there, I think. For humanity farming early on, this would have to be one of the best spots for farming, as there are a total of, I think it's 24 rats. The giant rat not included in that, as it doesn't respawn. So from 24 rats, I usually tend to get at least 4 humanity per run. And depending on the path you take, you can get through it in maybe 3 minutes. Maybe a little bit less than that. I won't go into detail on where all of the rats are, but I do believe I recorded the humanity farming path that I usually take in one of my early game farming videos. So I might leave that in the description for anybody who's curious about which route to take for farming the rats for humanity. Okay, let's level up a bit. Yeah, that'll do. I will eventually start leveling vitality, but at the moment I don't think it's not really necessary. I mean, if you are new to the game, feel free to level vitality up so you've got around maybe 800 health or so. But I don't think you really need too much more than that. Now, I did say before that I wasn't going to be shown the exact path that I take when farming the rats for humanity. The reason I'm here is to take care of this channeler, as he is able to power up the gaping dragon. And talking about not leveling vitality, I almost died there. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is open up this shortcut door leading towards the bonfire by taking a hard left here. You can actually avoid dropping down to the lower section where Knight Kirk invades. Okay, so take care of the rats here, and then Knight Kirk before moving on to the basilisks, or the curse frogs as some call them. Now as you can see, standing in this area here doesn't actually trigger Knight Kirk to invade. What does trigger it is that little mouse there. As soon as it runs around the corner, that's when your Homeward Bone or White Sign Soapstone, if you're playing online, will grey out. Now, these enemies do drop Eyes of Death, which are very useful if you decide to join the Gravelord Covenant. Which I'll cover in a later segment, I think. Okay, with all of that collected and out of the way, there's just a couple more things that I want to do for this part. The first is to speak to the merchant, buy the bottomless box and some large arrows, as well as the gold pine resin that he has for sale. And then onto the Gaping Dragon.
Thank you.
I might just kill these slimes, see if... No, okay. I was hoping to get a large Titanite shard or green Titanite shard drop from it, but no luck there. I'll just summon my distraction. Okay, so the gaping dragon. I want to take the tail drop from this one, the Dragon King Grace Axe. Not because I intend to use it, but as with the Drake Sword, it can be fed to Frampt for 5,000 souls. Another reason for taking a tail is because it does actually prevent it from attacking when it swings its arm around to claw at whoever's in front of it. The tail does tend to catch whoever's behind. And when it only has a stump there, you're not going to be in danger of, or as much danger of being hit by its tail. Well, this is one way to finish the boss fight. Okay, never mind. That attack just there, the pool of vomit, I'm assuming it is, can actually damage your armor and weapons. Which isn't a big deal if you've got a few weapons to use. Okay, so might just leave that here, and I'll see you next time.